ice cream. We celebrated Brett's birthday.
Chuck, put the cake down and come on.
Crumbs off me.
Okay, we're back. Executive session's over at 8:10. Everything else has been taken care of. Is there anything else to discuss? Anybody else have anything else?
What about what we discussed?
Talk me.
Cool. Well, as we know, inflation is a cruel thing. And we're in a situation where we've never really experienced this kind of inflation. Now, I understand, how policies are set up as far as, the employees not getting a raise this year. But I'm just curious, is there some way of creating some sort of stipend? Can't really call it a bonus. Bonuses are, kind of a reward thing. I'm just thinking more along the lines of $100, $200 to each employee, one time only, just to say, hey, we did give them 3 days off extra, but that doesn't put food on the table.
They're getting paid for 3 days for work that they don't have to come and show up to do?
I understand that.
And that's not, quote, food on the table, unquote?
Well,
You want more food on the table?
You get vacation days. Do vacation days actually put more food on your table if the inflation rate of, say, ground beef is 45%? Or the utility bills have gone up 35%?
I did.
No.
Oh, yeah, I was good.
It's just a thought, and Brett had said something to the effect of, we could kind of move money around from, you said, the fuels to pay
If
the.
you had to, there's always options with manipulating the funds. It can't go for Barb or Lori, but it could go with fuel funding. If you had to, you could take some of it and pay the employees if it was a budgetary issue, if you had to.
If it's a budgetary issue, meaning we don't have the monies to pay.
No, I mean, you can, technically, if you want to, you can pay the whole salary of the maintenance supervisor or the whole truck payment out of liquid fuels. It's not a wise move. That's Hamlin Township never budgets anything for road repair, but they spend the yoke.
I had to walk in a fine line.
That's the thing. I mean, it's, can it be done? Yes.
Should it be done? I don't know.
I've had dialogue with all of the employees personally. Would they graciously accept any type of monetary compensation over and above what they're already receiving? I think they would be foolish not to, but on the other side of the coin, every one of them knew the situation coming into this year, and no one has expressed any comment about.
No, they haven't. No, they haven't. This is my idea alone. It's just, I see the expenses really getting out of hand. And in the beginning of the year, we were not experiencing the type of inflation that we're experiencing now. So I was thinking more along the lines of, we really appreciate you. We have to stand by our policy, but we can at least do something like this one time. And like I told Brett, maybe review it again end of the year, because by the end of the year, we'll have a better understanding of what raises could possibly be, what the true inflation rate is. Because when you read things, now I just read an article where people are predicting that Social Security is gonna see a double-digit raise. So if Social Security is receiving a double-digit raise, what is the true inflation rate? And when they say inflation rate, they don't include things like fuel and food.
Well, we'll have to go into that. The budget people will have to have some intense, dialogue between themselves when we go together the budget for next year. And is there money available with or without a tax increase? Because that's where we were last year.
Yes.
I know what I'm talking about. I know this is
We're
not
not.
for, we're a municipality, but on the private sector, if I bid a job in material prices, which is done out of the roof, I'm stuck with that.
But generally, when you
Are they,
get
is
a job,
a
you-
customer gonna say, oh, I feel sorry for you, I'll give you another $10,000? Yeah, right.
Well, you've got all these companies now that
Well,
are throwing on
you know,
charges of this
and
and
our
charges of
employees
that.
don't, I mean, as far as fuel, when they come to work, they use our vehicles, our fuel, they're not using their own.
But we're not
personal-
talking about transportation.
I
We're
work for
talking
a
about-
Well, you just said food and fuel and
I've
stuff.
been
Yeah.
given nothing.
Yeah, I know, I work for a major corporation, it's like you just gotta
And
really
even though
budget
it's a
your
small
money.
number, the little
Did you
voice
get a
in the back
raise
of my
this
head
year?
was,
No.
we were just
You did
told
not?
No, I did
about our
not,
budget.
because we're not guaranteed
And
raises
be
every
careful,
year.
and don't overspend, and I know it's not a lot of money, but
Who's on finance with you?
Me, Brett, Barb, and.
So,
That's
so, you,
Oh, yeah, yeah, no, we put
Yeah,
that
Robin
on.
is on it.
you were.
There you are.
I resigned.
Just now?
And that's no longer an option, back up. Robin's on there.
we've got no glory. So, you know, Frank, you know, you brought it up, I mean, you obviously have something in mind. If you have something in mind, then consequently, how much and from where?
Well, as we talked, possibly finagling some things around, but you're not talking a whole lot of money, you're talking a grand total of what, $800 one time. And actually, like I had said to you, it could be 700 if the sewer department were to cover the other 100,
Gonna do part.
because that's their half part-time employee anyway.
Yeah.
If we were, you know,
Well, here's what
this is a tough one to bite on, and I understand
Well,
that.
Here's what I recommend. Put it in the form of a motion, but the way you want it, and see where it goes.
I can do that. I'll motion that we give a stipend or whatever you wish to call it, of $200 to each employee, one time only, just to kind of help stave off the inflationary crunch that they're experiencing.
The motion has been made by Frank Ariano. Does anybody wish to second?
Where would the money come from?
That's my question, and then, so that's, making a motion right now takes off the $100 possibility of the sewer picking it up.
It does.
We're paying 800 then, and, you said liquid fuels would only, even if we finagled it, would only cover 2 of them. So where is the 800 coming from?
Well, it's not 800 if 2 of them are covered.
So it comes out of the general fund, and then you gotta figure out where you're gonna cut it from when things get real lean.
And so I almost feel like it's an incomplete motion until that's been determined.
I thought we just said everything was real lean.
And that's the other thing about it, everything's really.
Public voice comes from that.
So I feel like maybe it's something that if it wants to be considered, the finance committee needs to figure out where it's gonna come from. If they can't do that immediately, we need to
Can't
table
do it
it.
right now.
Well, no, you can't do it right now.
I
And
agree with
it's
the
not
table.
even on the agenda.
Right,
So it's
so
not
should-
like we could really, but actually the motion should be, the finance should look.
Finance can make a recommendation if they think it's feasible.
Yeah.
that
And we
doesn't
can have that
to
on
be-
next month's agenda. It's still mid-year, it's not a big deal, it's not like, you know,
Yeah, I would just need to know where it's coming from.
If there was any room at all,
Make a decision from there.
finance,
Overtime.
finance will look into it, the manager and the finance committee will look into it, we'll do a motion at the next meeting, because it doesn't need a motion or a second, and then it doesn't violate sunshine
Yeah.
to look into it.
no, it doesn't violate anything to look into.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because we
And
didn't do a
that's the
motion.
big thing, looking into it, because, well, like I said, what I'm suggesting is a hard pill to swallow for some, and I understand that.
So in the meantime, if you wanted, because there will be a sewer meeting between the next one and ours, you can bring this up there.
I could.
See if they would cover the 100, and that could be part of the.
But we're gonna give a part-time employee the same amount as a full-time employee,
But it's not part-time.
but Lori is, but the one code enforcer is.
Well,
True.
see, there we go.
So all of that
Now-
needs to be
All right,
determined.
now, and that's a legitimate thing.
It is.
That's a legitimate
So
thing.
half.
Yeah.
So, there you go. That's what's to
I
look
think we
into.
need to sit on it, keep it in the back of our minds, to see where the economy goes. And
How
it's
long will you
obviously not
sit-
gonna go back, we're not gonna, well, I'm thinking, what is it, this is July?
Yes.
I'm thinking August, September, October maybe?
Well, let's look into it, finance committee, we'll sit down, we'll go over the budget, we'll see where we're at, we know we're tight now, we'll see where the ARPA funds come in, the rest of the 80. see where we're at and shake the bushes and see if it's even feasible.
Yeah.
And if it is, what it's going to hurt. And then we can bring it back to council with the finance committee's recommendation. If it's yes, still has to pass council. If it's no, it can still be brought.
That sounds great.
Anybody have anything else?
Yes, I would like to put on next month's agenda that we look into appointing a junior borough council member. We had to curtail that. We haven't had anybody for several years, and then COVID kind of put the kibosh to it.
Don't do it, they never leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually a good point.
Right, yeah, I know, but, you know, junior council member here has been here several years. But I would like,
17 and
I would like all of us to look, we'll discuss it next month of the parameters of it and contacting the Kane School District. I don't know that we probably, the select board would actually be Hamlin Township, I'm not sure if that would be appropriate, but see if we can't, it's like, the last one we had was one of the Sluga girls here. I think it has to be a borough.
Well, they don't get to vote anyhow, it's just introducing them to.
Should be their.
Well,
Yeah, it should be the Mount Jewett Borough.
Well, why don't you contact PSAB and get they might have some sort of program and some literature and stuff that they could give you to help you, because that was what.
There's actually a PDF for junior council.
And
They had me go talk years ago,
Oh,
state committee.
And see if we can get some, one of the high school students from the borough involved.
Italian friends live down there.
You know, young, come on, Chuck,
Serena Sluga.
Senior moment.
yeah, Kane, trumpet player.
Oh, yeah.
Boyer, Matt Boyer, you know, he's probably gonna be state senator or president one of these days, and he started at the Kane Borough Council. Yeah,
Oh,
it's a-
what about one of your Boy Scouts? You know anybody like you can know that?
Well,
I'd have to talk to them, I don't know if they could step forward and do something.
The one way I got involved with it, now this might just be a stepping stone for us and Kane Borough, how I got involved with local government and even interested was, I was on student council. It's a, you know, that sort of forum where you're interested in leadership and things of that nature. So, I've taken a whole hell of a lot of time, but we had a state representative at the time came in and spoke to us. The name's right there. No.
West River.
No, it was before that, it was after that.
It doesn't matter, keep going.
At any rate, he come in and spoke to us, and like, boy, man, I went home that day and I told my dad, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna run for mayor, I'm gonna be county commissioner, I'm gonna be state representative. Well, I lost mayor and I lost county commissioner, but I'm still here, so you're stuck with me. But it was nice, and it was through that leadership group, so if you're class president or if you're student body president or something you're already interested in, you know, and a good match. If you get with PSAB and get their information, and then maybe we can get with whoever the student body representative is over there, and I wouldn't mind helping out and going and speaking to them, because I did, and go with her, you know what I mean, I enjoyed it.
You're leaving out the part.
Huh?
Never mind.
All right.
Motion to adjourn.
No,
I'll second.
No?
one more thing.
Oh, no.
The
Oh,
library
okay.
would love to be a part of that too, if we can help, because we obviously know some of the students in town, so.
Yeah, thank you.
Frank's.
Sorry, we're going.
I had a rather interesting conversation, I'm gonna make this short. Beth Coop from King Republican said somebody called and complained that there wasn't enough Jewett news in the paper. The sidewalk project was being neglected, the amphitheater was being neglected. And I'm just curious, because they identified themselves to this person as a borough council member. And just curious, what's missing?
There's plenty of Mount Jewett news in there.
Well, this is not what she was being told, which kind of confused her, or appeared to
I
be
don't think
confusing.
it's about Jewett news, it's the borough council news that was being left out, things being discussed here, and everything that's being said out there was in the paper, but nothing from this.
When was this?
About every,
The coverage that has been coming out has been imbalanced, and you know, you're sitting there staring at me, and yeah, I'll admit to making a call, because it is imbalanced, and it's become your own personal soapbox.
Whose?
Yours.
When?
Oh, come on, Frank, don't ask me to be stupid.
All right, here's the deal, people. I understand it, and I understand the passion, but this is not council business. If you wanna talk outside of a council meeting, that's fine. In the news, whomever you'd like to speak to, but this serves no purpose for this meeting.
All right.
I'll ask for a motion to adjourn if there's no other business.
Sure.
Motion been made by Robin, second by Tom, all in favor? Aye. Nice night.
The last paragraph about 3 months ago, the King Republic has reached out after the meeting. Give me a break.
And the King Republic can reach his house and recorder.
Oh,
I would like you to point out, how many times have I been quoted in the paper? I would like to know how many times, I can tell you how many times. 3.
She's on board with me.
Bar's out.
now it's like Borough News, and it's become your own personal forum.
How is that house? So you're saying I control the media? That's what you're saying.
A portion of it.
You're saying I control the media?
I mean, this is an idea like 2 years ago,
Alright.
I'm like, I'm gonna do it.
That's
And
no
then you said
problem.
your ribbon, I'm like.
But I know there's been 3 times that I was quoted after a meeting. In over a year.
It's imbalanced
So,
and skewed.
just because 3 times somebody was asked, you've been asked and you responded.
It's a conflict of interest.
No, it's not. It's no more conflict of interest.
Yeah, this one's, yeah.
Any of the other things that occur.
Yeah, but